This is CTV. Don't blink.
In the news tonight, President Yoweri Museveni and FDC's Dr. Kizza Besigye expected in SOROTI for final campaigns.
There might come up something which might lead to violence, but all we pray for is peace.
Kenyans living in Uganda weigh in on upcoming elections. They pray for a violence-free election. Also tonight, errant UPDF officer arrested for trying to shoot traffic police officers. And in sports, national beach soccer team wallops Comoros 5-2 in Maroon in Africa Beach Soccer Cup of Nations qualifiers. Good evening, thank you for joining PM Edition. I am Kalachi Brian with Isaac Luchams on sign language interpretation. Now starting us off, SOROTI City residents are in high cheer and spirits in SOROTI City as they wait for the SOROTI City by-elections drawing to an end. President Yoweri Museveni, who is also the NRM national chairperson, is expected in the constituency to campaign for NRM candidate Herbert Edmund Ariko, while former FDC party president and presidential candidate Dr. Kizza Besigye is also expected in the area for the campaigns of Moses Atan.
With just 2 days left to end the SOROTI City East constituency by-election campaigns, members of the ruling National Resistance Movement are in high gear, preparing for the arrival of the national chairman and president of Uganda, Yoweri Museveni, who is expected to arrive tomorrow to campaign for the party flag bearer, Herbert Edmund Ariko. NRM National Vice Chairman in Eastern Region, Captain Mike Mukula, today addressed journalists in SOROTI City, where he revealed that the president will not only look for votes, but he will also discuss poverty alleviation through projects such as the parish development model, among others.
Essira gy'agenda okunyigirako okulabira ddala nti nno parish development model egenda okutambula buli muluka mu site tuziyita wards milioni 10 buli mwaka zibagenda okuweereza okuyamba abavubuka.
According to Mukula, the campaigns have been smooth and violence-free.
Nsiba ssente bw'olaba yadde omuntu obubi bakubye embooko ono mu SOROTI omu saagala 2 5 10 omu.
Era kati motoka yange erina lufenya ne driver n'omulala gwenkola naye babasibidde nalufenya naye Katonda n'atuyamba ne tubayitamu era tutuuse tuli basanyufu tetutuuse.
Politics of a city is not the same as the politics of a constituency in a rural area. Here you don't have garden, you rely on money to do everything. And if someone comes to tell you to push away from government, that person is your enemy.
He adds that NRM is a reasonable party which will accept the results that will be announced by the Electoral Commission.
Tetwagala obubbi, tetwagala kulaga kyonna. Muno bw'abanga akunyiize, akunyweza akutte mu bulago, akulage n'amaanyi nti no oli ye musajja. NRM luno ye musajja.
At the moment, other candidates such as Moses Atan of the Forum for Democratic Change Party, Pascal Amuriat of Uganda People's Congress, and Herbert Edmund Ariko are all in the aggressive hunt for votes. Today, Ariko took his volunteer to Camp Swahili, where he was joined by State Minister for Works Musa Echweru and Jinja District Woman MP Rehema Watongola.
Ladies, I think all of you need to be with a child who is like Ariko. Yes, so if you want to be with that child, vote for Ariko, the blessings will come to you. So, Muvubuka Mulungi.
Today marks the 5th day of the campaigns, and tomorrow, which is the last day of campaigns, we will see President Museveni campaign for the NRM candidate, opposition bigwig and former presidential candidate and FDC party president, Dr. Kiza Besje, is also expected in Soroti City to campaign for the FDC candidate. Voting will take place on the 28th of this month. Tony Patira Homza, CTV, PM edition.
As we pray for a peaceful election, the Prime Minister Robin Nabanja has promised to institute an investigation on the alleged grabbing of Soroti Government Hospital land. Nabanja made the remarks while meeting women leaders from all the wards and cells in Soroti City East constituency in Soroti, where she had gone to campaign for Herbert Edmund Ariko of NRM ahead of the by-election.
As the by-elections in Soroti City East constituency continue to loom more and more, leaders from the ruling National Resistance have continued to pitch camp in the district. While in Soroti City, Prime Minister Robina Nabanja revealed that she will look into the allegations of people grabbing land for the Soroti Government Hospital land.
Jenna Cheng told me before that the hospital land here in Soroti got problems. People encroached on it. And now they are constructing a blood bank elsewhere because they have space at that place. So I want to institute an investigative team to go and find out those people who stole the land, and we shall remove them from that land.
With the looming drought and farming that has seen many people in different parts of the country starve, the Prime Minister had this to say.
That request from the market that they need food. So food will come. Is going to come.
Nabanja, who made these remarks while meeting women leaders in the constituency, also asked them to vote for Herbert Edmund Ariko, the NRM flag bearer.
We agree that there are challenges. We agree that government needs to do more. But we need to do more with people who are subscribing to NRM. Who will sit in our caucus and fight for you. That you have got is because of the president.
The women leaders also had this to say to the Prime Minister.
Please, Madam Prime Minister of Uganda, these women here, most of them are single mothers and they are renting. I pray that if we could also access the iron sheets, I know you can give directives to the Minister of Affairs. If we could also get iron sheets, then we get a shelter. Because what I know is there is a success on 28. These women of Soroti, we have been orphans. We have been crying, but we could not cry beyond our toes. But now, we want to tell you here, in any capacity of deployment, we are ready.
The Soroti East constituency elections will take place on Thursday, the 28th of July. The heated race is between NRM's Herbert Edmund Ariko and FDC's Moses Atan. Hope Nyongereza, CTV, PM edition.
With Kenya elections drawing closer, Kenyans in Uganda have come out to show their preparedness to exercise their democratic right in the most tightly contested presidential race in recent times. Ahead of the elections, many Kenyans studying, living and working in Uganda are already charged and have shared their views.
It is only 28 days to the 9th August Kenyan elections. As the East Africa's largest economy prepares to go to polls next month, the stakes are high, bearing in mind the 2007-2008 violent and bloody elections. The ugly scenes affected the Ugandan economy, with the education and economic sectors taking major hits due to the closure of the border of Uganda and Kenya. Although this has not been the case with the two previous general elections in 2013 and 2017 respectively, Tension is growing with Kenyan citizens living in diaspora, particularly Uganda, expressing their opinions on the forthcoming hotly contested presidential elections.
I'm looking forward to it. It's in a few days. First of all, of course, we hope for peace, but I'm very much prepared to go and put my candidate in place for this election.
The candidates, I think it's Ruto who stood out for me, but according to the manifestos, I would choose Wajakoa, because his manifestos are more of developmental and prominent.
According to Boniface Kimani, the president of Makerere University Students Association, many students in Uganda are already registered and eligible to vote come 9th August.
The number that's registered with us is 314 students who are Kenyans. Those are the ones we know.
Kabisa, mimi nimejisajili kama mpiga kura. So hiyo inamaanisha kwamba niko tayari. Ya muda ukifika, moja kwa moja na kwenda zangu mpaka pale embassy, napiga kura na mweka rais ambaye namtaka sana atuongoze nchini Kenya.
With the campaigns attracting huge turnups of people from the leading candidates, the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga and the Deputy President William Ruto, citizens are hopeful that there will be peace during the election period.
Kwanza natumahi ya kwamba uchaguzi utafanyika vizuri, nitaenda pale embassy na kura yangu itahesabika kama ambavyo ninahitaji.
There's a lot of struggle. There might come up something which might lead to violence, but all we pray for is peace.
Kenyan citizens living in Uganda and abroad have been urged to turn up for the election and cast their ballots.
Kwamba ni vizuri waende wakapige kura ili tupate kiongozi mpya ambaye atapeleka Kenya yetu mbele. Ukiangalia Wakenya ambao tuko diaspora hapa tumekuwa na mashida nyingi, na jinsi ambavyo tunaweza tatua hao mashida ni kwenda kupiga kura.
I can advise my fellow Kenyans to go back and cast their vote to Wajakoya because he's a man of capability.
Ahead of the 9th August Kenyan elections, Kenyans in Uganda have shown their preparedness to cast their vote. However, their main concern still remains. Will their vote still count when they vote away from home? Absalom Wangoru, reporting for CTV, PM edition.
If you did not understand the Kiswahili, it's a kind reminder that Swahili is one of the official languages in Uganda. Now, police have confirmed the arrest of UPDF soldier HERBERT KAKAMA, who tried to pull a gun and shoot a traffic police officer in the suburbs of Kibuye. A scuffle between several traffic police officers and the soldier that was captured on video has been making rounds on social media. Take a look.
In this video that has gone viral on social media, a man in plain clothes is seen being manhandled by several traffic officers who are trying to arrest him. The man in the video, who the police is trying to arrest, has since been identified as HERBERT KAKAMA, a serving UPDF officer attached to Machindi Barracks, who tried to pull a gun at a traffic officer and attempted to shoot him. According to police, Officer KAKAMA had parked his vehicle poorly and was blocking the circulation of traffic, and when traffic police officers tried to engage him, he decided to threaten them with violence.
He has been identified as a training officer, KAKAMA HERBERT of UPDF, and the investigation is ongoing into that line on allegations of trying to shoot someone.
According to the deputy police spokesperson Lukowe Sijire, KAKAMA is under their custody as investigations continue.
Yeah, about the video that is trending, one of our officers, Police Constable Jalon, alleges that while he was on his normal duties of traffic, he spotted a vehicle Harrier that had blocked other oncoming vehicles. That is UBK 210V. Unfortunately, according to him, the occupant resisted to move and allegedly tried to pull out a gun. So these traffic officers pounced on him and overpowered him and arrested him.
A similar incident took place in January this year along Tinda Chiwatule when traffic police officer Robert Mukebezi was shot by a UPDF officer Corporal Babanginda Bashir Mango attached to the CMI court in Buea. Mukebezi, who has since lost his leg from the incident, was attempting to tow a military vehicle that had veered off and rammed into a signpost at Korbel petrol station along Tinda Chiwatule Road. Safi, Mokili Baluku and Chris Semalemun Semakula for CTV, PM Edition.
You're watching PM Edition on CTV. We take a short break and return with more news. Welcome back. You're watching PM Edition. I'm Kalachi Brian with Isaac Luchams for your sign language interpretation. Civil society organizations today run to the aid of the girl child living in the slums of Kamocha, a Kampala suburb. In a bid to skill the girl child, the organizations equipped the girl child with skills of making their own sanitary towels and how to fight stigma during menstruation periods. We have more.
Shabira Namiro is one of the many girls who can be found in churches on Kamocha, one of the biggest slums in the capital, Kampala. Namiro, who is also a student of mechanical engineering at Makere University, says she encounters several challenges which affect her studies, especially during her menstruation days. The current rise in prices of essential commodities has also affected her to the extent of failing to buy sanitary materials.
I have to get a pad whereby with me I go into 3 days, whereby the one pad for 3,000 is not enough for me. It's not good for me. And then where to put them after using them.
It is against this backdrop that a group of community-based organizations led by Do It For Her have gone to mobilize hundreds of vulnerable girls from Kamocha area to equip them with the skills of making their own sanitary towels and to help them fight stigma.
So, first of all, we believe it all starts with the mind. When the mind is free, the body is free. When the mind is released, the body is released. We believe most of the girls have a bias which has been placed on them by society, a bias that is limiting them from achieving a given level of life.
The girls an alternative. Instead of only using menstrual pads, but we have what we call the menstrual cups, and these cups are eco-friendly. These cups help. You can actually use these cups for 10 years.
Local leaders such as Pascavia Nansubuga, an area councillor, says that the 2 years COVID-19 pandemic and lockdown affected many girls to the extent of failing to afford sanitary pads and materials.
Majority of our parents, they are single mothers. They have a lot of workload. They have to survive by working a lot, and on top of that, money is very scarce. So we could live in Kamocha whereby we don't have even what to eat.
Our female teachers and I have been always sitting together with our girls. We teach them, we guide them here and there, but still they would remain with that stigma, the fear. They will not express themselves. Even others would fear to come to tell you their problem until a friend who is confident enough would come and inform you what is going on.
Linda Nakaivale from Raising Teenagers Uganda says girls in slum areas need to be supported.
we are consulting young people on transforming education, what education looks like and means to them. I'd like to collect these views that will feed into the youth declaration that will be shared with global leaders during the Transforming Education Summit in September.
According to the United Nations Population Fund, at least 644,955 teenage pregnancies were recorded during the COVID-19 lockdown in Uganda. Figures from the agency show that since March 2020, when COVID hit the world, an estimated of 354,736 teenage pregnancies were reported following the closure of all schools in the country for at least 8 months. An additional 290,219 pregnancies were recorded between January and September 2021. Safi, Mokili, Baluko and Chris, Semalemu Semakula for CTV, PM Edition.
Activists advocating for eating organic food are asking government, specifically the Ministry of Agriculture, to set policies to influence people on what they should eat. According to experts, eating organic food helps create a healthier body system for everyone by reducing the risk of contracting diseases such as cancer, diabetes, among others. The details.
Food insecurity continues to threaten many parts of the country, leading to severe malnutrition and death if not tackled urgently. In a bid to address the challenge, the Participatory Ecological Land Use Management, PELAM Uganda, have for long been pushing and advocating for healthy eating under the organic food campaign dubbed Know What You Eat. According to Josephine Akia Luimbazi, the country director of PELAM, people really need to know what and when to eat.
It's always safer for you to know what you're eating. Is it healthy? Is it nutritious? Has it been produced in a safe and sustainable way? Organic agriculture guarantees you that whatever you're eating has been produced in a sustainable and healthy way.
Ezra Kalule from PELAM Uganda says it is important for Ugandans to embrace this type of farming.
Organic farming is per se not a new concept. It was here by our grandparents, and they used to maintain the environment and of course their health. But now we are looking at food for today and not for the future. So I'm calling upon Ugandans to embrace this kind of farming, because it maintains the environment but also the health of the people and the soils.
Julius Akizimana, a farmer dealing in organic food, has urged Ugandans to embrace the Know What to Eat campaign and wants government to support the sensitization exercise.
Government-led, I believe, is the best way to have this done, because the private sector may not invest that much money in sensitizing different farmers all over. But then the government has this network or this ability to reach in every corner of the country.
According to him, the market for organic products is available, but farmers find challenges of accessing the market directly.
It is those in between the farmers and the actual market, the retail, who benefit more. Yeah. So for the farmer deep down there, for example, we grow our crops in Kasese. Luckily, my dad is the one on ground. So I'm the one in town who usually markets these. So he is lucky as a farmer because he has kind of a direct link to the market. But many other farmers do not have this.
Officials from PELAM have also shared knowledge on the available markets for the organic foods.
We are a network of 66 member organizations that has spread in 112 districts in Uganda. So that gives you the scale of how many each of these are touching. In PELAM, we say we have been able to impact over, and we work closely with over 3 million smallholder farmers.
The Know What to Eat campaign started in August 2021 and has attained a number of achievements.
We've managed to train 318 farmers in the areas of organic farming. We've trained the multipliers up to 304 multipliers. And then, of course, we were able to train 24 multipliers, master trainers. Now, master trainers are people that were trained in Nairobi and were asked to come to Uganda or in their respective countries, like I mentioned, to replicate their trainings, which they did.
They now call for other party engagements for the campaign to be a success.
Minister of Agriculture to join us, so we join together and then influence. We set policies that influence what people eat. But why? Because we need people alive now and then.
According to the World Health Organization reports, there are major reasons for non-communicable diseases, and one of which is unhealthy diets. Hope Nyongereza, CTV, PM edition.
Now crossing to the neighbors in the east, Kenya. Ahead of the Tuesday presidential debate, Raila Odinga of the Orange Democratic Party says he cannot stand on the same podium with a person with no basic decency. Words directed to his biggest opponent, William Ruto. Now, is it a chicken move or justifiable integrity? We have more. Odinga's campaign secretariat revealed today that its candidate will not share a national podium with a person who lacks basic decency, even as they labeled their chief opponent, Kenya Kwanza's William Ruto, as a man who has no regard for ethics, public morals, or shame. The secretariat's spokesperson, Professor Makau Mutua, said in a statement released, Raila Odinga's main opponent has proven over the course of his career that he would do and say anything in his ungovernable greed for power. He claimed that as Ruto's campaign fails and supporters abandon him, he has become desperate. Mutua argued that any debate devoid of these questions would be an insult to the intelligence of Kenyans. For this, Odinga does not intend to share a national podium with a person who lacks basic decency. Mutua accused Ruto's team of seeking to divert focus from corruption, integrity, ethics and governance, which are the key issues and concerns facing Kenyans. He went ahead to indicate that the issues form the core agenda of Azimio, and any debate devoid of the questions revolving around the issues would be an insult to the intelligence of Kenyans. Odinga's campaign went on to state that it would be a big mistake to reward their opponent with a national debate, which they claimed would amount to helping his falling campaign. The coalition, however, stated that they will hold a televised town hall at Jericho Social Hall in Nairobi's Eastlands, where ordinary Kenyans will be given a chance to offer solutions to the challenges facing the country and common people. Azimio flag bearer Raila Odinga and his running mate Martha Karua will openly answer questions put to them by the people of Kenya. Over to Asia, in the Philippines, 3 people were gunned down at a university graduation in Manila. In the US, another wildfire outbreak displaces thousands, forcing the California governor to declare an emergency in some parts of the state. Here is more. Three people were killed while 2 were injured in a shooting that took place during a university graduation ceremony in Manila, the capital city of the Philippines, on Sunday. The authorities have already taken a suspect in custody, and Remus Medina, the Quezon City Police Chief, told CNN Philippines that investigation is underway and the suspect is being questioned. Roderick Augustus Auba, head of the Philippine National Police (PNP) Public Information Office, held an official briefing for the media and confirmed that the suspect is being questioned. According to the police reports, the incident took place at the Ateneo de Manila University. The university expressed grief over the incident and said that the ceremony was cancelled. Chief Justice Alexander Gesmundo was the main guest for the graduation ceremony, but the shooting took place before he reached the venue. California Governor Gavin Newsom ordered a state of emergency in some parts as a major bushfire near Yosemite National Park led to a large wildfire. Reports claim the Oak Fire, which started on Friday, spread rapidly on Saturday as authorities gave evacuation orders for nearly 6,000 people living in the area. Reports claim the fire spread through Mariposa County overnight and expanded to Sierra National Forest, destroying vehicles as firefighters struggled to contain the blaze. The wildfire has already destroyed 6,555 acres of land as Mariposa authorities issued evacuation orders and said the fire was extreme. The US has been experiencing a scorching heatwave in the past few days. Reports claim over 500 firefighters have been working in the area, aided by aircraft in an attempt to extinguish the blaze. The international wrap takes us for a short break. When we return, sports news.